We're going to make our way to a finished drawing of the cradle here. It's part number 207-6-40. W equals 150 millimeters. D equals 58 millimeters. A equals 76 millimeters. B is a radius of 26 millimeters. H is 50 millimeters, and the base thickness right here is 12 millimeters thick. All right. Sketch. Click on this plane right here. Okay, let's start by doing this. We're going to click on, say, a rectangle. Just going to draw a rectangle right about here, like this. I'm going to constrain it using the coincident constraint and use the midpoint and the origin point there. I'm going to give it a dimension of 150, and give it a dimension of 12 here. Double click the mouse wheel, and we're going to finish the sketch. Double click the mouse wheel again, and I'm going to extrude it back the other direction, the total of 50, because that was the thickness. Alright, so then I'm going to click right here on this, click new sketch. I'm going to draw another rectangle. I'm just going to draw it right about here like this. Do a coincident constraint between that point there and the origin point here. The height of this part right there is 58. The width across here is 76. Oops, not 78, 76. And I'm going to finish that sketch. Now this time what I can do is I can extrude it, and I can change this to extrude 2 and say that surface right there. I'm going to pick that, and it goes all the way to the back. I don't want to cut it, so I'm going to click that right there so it adds it to it. And our numbers are correct now. Right click on this new sketch, click circle. I'm going to put a circle somewhere right in here. Right? I want to make this so it's coincident with that center point there. I want to trim off the top of that. Oops, trim that, get rid of that part right there, and put this radius in there of 26. Finish the sketch and extrude it through that right there, and so it cuts through always. Alright, double click the mouse wheel, then my part is done. That's one way to do it. Alright, we can go here and try to do this again. Do it a different way. Standard MM. You tell me if you think this is faster. So we're going to go here, and I'm just going to sketch the part. So I'm going to draw this, something like this here. I'll come over here, get rid of that. Alright, so I'm going to click that little piece out of there. I didn't mean to even put that there. I wanted to put an arc in here. So we'll put that in like this. Alright, so I've sketched it now. So I'll do a coincident constraint between there and there. I want to do a perpendicular constraint and make sure that these are perpendicular at all times. This one and this one are supposed to be perpendicular. So that should straighten it all out. I'll do an equals constraint, say that this one and this one are supposed to be equal. This one and this one are supposed to be equal. This one and this one are supposed to be equal at all times. I will do a vertical constraint right here from that into the origin point, and I'll do a horizontal constraint between the center point there and the midpoint of that line right there, so that puts it always in the right spot. Now I've sketched, I've constrained, now I'll dimension. I'll put this one on here and make this one 12. Makes everything bigger. Zoom, double click the mouse wheel. Oops, now I'm really messing up the mouse wheel. I'll come down here, put this one on as 150. Put this one on from here to here as 58. I'm going to double click this one just to make sure, because it's not exactly right. I want to make sure it is 150. Oops, not 152, 150. I'll do a dimension across this to say that it is 76. And put a dimension on here to make that one, come on, 26. And once I get that done, I can finish the sketch, double click the mouse wheel. Oh my goodness. Extrude back that way 50. So I've got two parts, should be identical, one way or the other. So either way, when I'm done, you want to click save. You want to save it as the part number, and we'll call it 207-6-40. and it is the Cradle. Alright, so we can call it that. Save. I'll go ahead and overwrite the one I already had done. Go up to the application menu, come down to New, click on New. Don't click that one, but come down here and click on the one that says ANSI MM IDW to create the drawing. Then click Create. And then the drawing comes up. Drawing page comes up. Click Base to get the base view to come in. We'll put this view right here as our front view. Put a view right here, view up top, and put an isometric in, though it does not need to be there. Right click and create. Then, next thing we'll do is we'll start annotating by putting in the center lines here. I'm going to do a center line bisector across these, so that makes that easy to find. I'll do a dimension here that says that the overall length of this is 150. The overall width of it is 50. The overall depth of it, right, is 50. Then we can start doing other dimensions, and I'm going to put a dimension that goes from here to the center of it to tell me how far off that is. I probably want to add one that says from here to here, what that dimension is, and I need to know how far over this is. Even though we know it's centered, your machinist is probably going to want you to put one in that says it's from here to here is what dimension, and we'll just add that right there. Alright, the only thing left is to add a radius right here to tell us how big that radius is through there. Oops, I'm sorry, that wasn't the only thing left. We do need to add 12 millimeters right there. And we also need to have an overall height, which we can add right here and here. I don't know what I was thinking a minute ago. This width right here and this are the same one, so we're just going to click OK and delete that. I'm going to hit escape a couple times with the keyboard, hit delete. I don't need that one there. So now we've got the whole thing finished. We can go in here, the application menu, go to iProperties, go to Summary, put in the title, all caps, Cradle. Company name is your high school name. Whatever your instructor tells you to do. Part number 207-6-40. Then click Apply and Close. Everything should be done. Double click your mouse wheel, go up here, go to the application menu, come down to Export, click PDF. I can overwrite the one that already exists. It should come up just like that, and this is what you submit to Blackboard or whatever other program you're submitting them into to get a grade. It has to be a PDF file to get a grade, so submit the PDF file only.